We're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for twin flames, for the twin flame collective, for the divine feminine, for the divine masculine. We're getting ready for a big week of energies too. We've had a lot of solar flares kicking off this weekend. You're probably feeling the energies. This is all about how we are channeling these energies into, we'll say, becoming our 5D self, or even creating 5D realities right now. So extra heightened energies, you're probably feeling them. Some of you guys might be feeling a little bit spacey, tired, can't sleep, emotional. Just kind of depends on how your body is processing these energies. And I want to talk a little bit today within this reading, a little bit about the Kundalini awakening or activation process, specifically for twin flame though, right? Okay, so take what resonates for you. This is just a general video, just a general reading. This is why I always say do the one-on-one phone calls on my website. That'll give you a lot of clarity. So I do twin flame readings, healings, activations, clearings, things like that. I also do twin flame coaching, which is great for working you through the process, as oftentimes it's a whole journey that sometimes you don't see coming with twin flame. So make sure you're booking things on my website. I've spent the past couple of days updating my website too, so I have a lot of new things in my shop. It's all set for the week moving forward. This week we're going to have a lot of astrological alignments. It brings us the 717 portal, and of course that second Capricorn full moon of the year. This is the buck or the thunder moon. Expect a lot of powerful energies leading up to next weekend's full moon too. So we're kind of in it, we'll say too. But we're going to go ahead and start with the reading. So we're going to do a reading for the divine feminine, but getting started really quick, I want to touch on this Kundalini topic. Oftentimes, and I'm just starting to realize, twin flame, and you'll say, oh yeah, I've already had a Kundalini awakening, right? Okay, but then when you have the twin flame energy enter the picture, this also does a huge cleanse of your body and of your energetic system, because the twin flame energy is a little bit different. So you may begin to, if you've already had a Kundalini awakening, have another one and another cycle that goes through, or if you haven't had one, then you're experiencing it for the first time. Oftentimes some of the symptoms are affecting the root chakra, as it's a total cleanse and clearing. And look at it like your root chakra is like all of your baggage, and both twin flames each have a suitcase, and it's like they just kind of get thrown together, right, and dumped everywhere, and it creates quite the mess. And so it's important that you're resolving your energetic baggage. And so oftentimes when you're spending a lot of time with this person, or you're connecting with them, or even connecting in the higher spiritual, you're going to go through some type of Kundalini awakening or activation process. Sometimes this is things no longer working in your old life, being guided to go back and clear things in your old life, or like this is where the work comes up, and suddenly you're being guided to assess the connections in your life because it's no longer working as you're moving into higher frequencies from meeting your twin flame. Oftentimes this can result in, if you have blocks in your system, depression, feeling broken, which is a sign of being fragmented and needing to heal. It could be like, different symptoms that come up on the physical too, right? And it just kind of depends. This is where the spiritual depression comes up, because this can indicate blocks and things that we need to clear, things that we need to move through. And then you begin to get a lot of clarity, insights. This is where the twin flame gifts and abilities activate, like twin flame telepathy, and connecting with that shared higher consciousness. It's like you can pick up on downloads, information. This is why you can always sense what kind of mood your twin flame is in, what they're going in. Doesn't matter if in separation or in union, you're picking up on a lot from your person of what is going on too. So this is where you begin to have some of these energies activate. This is a lot of root chakra healing that comes up for twin flames, as you guys have picked up a lot of energies from your family line, or even karmically from your own past, that need to be cleared. So oftentimes maybe you are expecting, or you're not expecting to meet your twin flame, but most of the time you're not expecting it, and it feels very euphoric and amazing and magical. And then it's like all of the healing stuff comes up. Some of you guys may be experiencing a twin flame separation, where this person might be, we'll say, avoiding you, avoiding doing the work. You might be in a separation. And the reason why, if you're experiencing that, is because they're feeling the pain being triggered from their own issues that they're seeing within you on their side of things. So sometimes twin flames go through separations. There's no date on these separations. And some of these can include little to no contact, or no contact. Oftentimes they're no contact situations. This could take weeks, months, years. It depends on the work being done right now, but this is a general read for everyone. We're going to start with divine feminine first. Divine feminine collective, divine masculine. If you're watching, messages from your feminine. Our love was too intense for me to handle. I needed a breakaway. So the energies can get intense and overwhelming. Sometimes you're putting too much focus on the other person, and the goal is to flip that. I say when you're focusing on them, it's a push energy, and we don't realize that, so it pushes away what we do want. When we focus on ourselves, it flips that energy, and it's a pull energy, and it actually magnetizes them to us. Oftentimes ego is fear-based energy, and of course the soul is love-based energy. Sometimes we get in that ego or the old beliefs or the 3D beliefs, and it can push away what we want. When we stay in these higher states of love for ourselves, though, it will magnetize our twin flame back to us. There's a lot of push and pull dynamic, as it's a very magnetic connection with twin flames. This is part of the draw with the connection and why it feels very different than any other connection that you can have. Of course, we can connect in other ways with other people, but this is the only connection where you feel that, we'll say, magnetic pull or that magnetic force field to this person. Some of you guys may be in a break. This is not your average breakup to navigate, right? And you probably know that because you would just let go and move on, but something keeps you kind of hanging on that spiritual or the soul level. And so it might feel like nothing's happening in the physical or in the 3D. Maybe even your twin flame made that clear, but you're on some level being guided on a spiritual and a soul level, especially the more awake that you are too. I did a call yesterday and someone was saying they felt like this may be kind of a one-sided thing. Well, you may feel like that. Oftentimes there's this more spiritual twin flame and there's a more matrix twin flame where they're more hardcore, still plugged into the matrix, and it might be a little easier for the spiritual twin because you might be a little bit more open. So you're probably picking up on more signs, synchronicities, and things like that and messages about this. The matrix twin might not be as awake to the connection. Oftentimes it is the spiritual twin flame whose job it is to awaken the matrix. I hate that word, but the matrix, or the one that is still asleep or not awakened to some things. This person could be awakened, but have they done the work to really ascend into that 5D level of consciousness, or are they still kind of hanging on to karmic drama situations and playing the victim about them and not doing the work to untangle themselves in some type of way? It just kind of depends where this person is at. Oftentimes you in that separation, you're being guided to do a lot of work on yourself, and you're able to fully focus on yourself in a way that you couldn't without your twin flame. So if you are navigating separation energies, just know that this is more common than you may think. Oftentimes it's part of the process to union too. I knew you were right, but I couldn't admit it to myself or to you. Your twin flame is not going to sugarcoat things. They're just going to tell you how things are, right? And you might not like that because there's a lot of triggering that happens on both sides. The triggers are what you need to heal and the unhealed wounds and things that come up too. So your twin flame, you might have felt were really, really like, I don't want to say not nice with some of the things they pointed out or said to you, but they are acting as that divine mirror to help you with your healing journey too by pointing out things that they may notice. I feel like I abandoned you and myself when we broke up. I want to reconcile. So twin flame oftentimes can trigger underlying rejection and abandonment wounds. Oftentimes these are inner child related. Of course, it can go deeper into past lifetimes with this person too, of the dynamic that will play out. I think that sometimes we can't see everything as it is playing out. This person may have rejected you or abandoned you or left you in some type of way, and that can be common with separation. Oftentimes it is, not all the time, the divine masculine who plays that role or does that as well too. This is where their avoidance kicks in. So usually twin flames have a mix of anxious and avoidant attachment styles, but these will flip at a time. I know, right? Like I was saying that, like if there's a runner chaser dynamic, this will flip at times too when the energies get overwhelming. It just kind of depends. So you may have felt that this person left you or left things unresolved, or that you may have unfinished business with this person. I couldn't handle my true feelings for you, so I kept you as a friend and nothing more. I hate, a lot of times this is signs of fearful avoidance and not committing. If you do have your twin flame on either side saying that they just want to be friends, especially if they're dating other people, they're not wanting to commit to you, they're not ready, but on some level this can indicate a fearful, avoidant, or disorganized attachment style. Oftentimes these people have commitment issues. I know a lot of twin flames that I work with that are trying to, we'll say, heal and navigate their partner's attachment style is oftentimes as soon as you get close to this person, they're throwing the blocks up. And this is where, like, as soon as you get close to this person, they pull back, they go hot and cold, right? They push you away. There's a lot of the same repetitive things that they say with their mindset. And you know that these are their very real fears that are coming up too. So oftentimes this is a common sign of past traumas or attachment trauma from childhood when this is coming up too. Just be mindful of that. A lot of times this can kind of happen, and it will definitely trigger your partner. Oftentimes with the triggers, people aren't saying anything. There's a lot of communication issues I see, right? They're dealing with them on their own. And so a lot of times you guys are triggering each other, and it's very hard to work through certain triggers, challenges, blocks, and obstacles with bad communication if you're not telling the person to, right? And I see that as a common thing with twin flame, right? Kind of coming up too. So this might be something that you're experiencing. I kept up a facade to the world, but you always saw past that into my soul. This is something I said to my flame, that they act like they're fine, but I know they're not. Like, okay, you might have put on this facade that you're great, you're doing amazing, and in fact, you're not. Like, it might be something you need to heal, something you're going through. Twin flame, especially separation, puts you through a lot, but not even separation, just the process. When you begin to meet this person, that begins to kick off the twin flame process that you must go through and navigate. It begins to purge out a lot of, or bring to the surface a lot of, we'll say, old emotions, energies, traumas, things that we need to deal with. And of course, we're doing real life too, right? On top of it. Like, so you might feel like you've been going through something, and your twin flame sees through to the core too of whatever issues you have, whatever that you're working on too. I want to make things right. This might be something from the Divine Feminine that you're trying to heal, fix, Divine Feminine, right? And heal, fix, and maybe, like, I don't want to say patch together because it's like a heart chakra message, right? Mend things on a heart chakra level with this person, and you might have made that clear to them. I regret what I did to you. And it's like everything that come up, all of the old karma will come up at a certain point in time. So regrets on the Divine Feminine side. I want to treat you the way that you deserve. I can't let you go. You may be having a hard time moving on or letting this person go. And as I said, especially if in separation, those could take a while and there's no guarantee with it. So you might be trying to let this person go, and there's a lot of grief that may come with that. Even when you're in, we'll say, working towards union, there's different energies that are going to come up, or emotions that are going to come up. I say there's a lot of highs and lows. You're hanging out with this person, you're seeing this person, you're top of the world, everything is amazing. They haven't texted you, they haven't called you, right? They haven't seen you for a little while, and you start to go to those real lows and do that inner work, and by yourself too. But it's even worse when you're in a separation too, because you may be uncertain as to what is happening to you or what is going to happen within this connection. And this is where the ego loves to make up a lot of negative narratives and stories or things like that that you must face, as twin flame also helps you to heal and purge out the 3D belief system and old beliefs. So of course the ego gets triggered going through this process. Just be mindful of that. Every time my phone rings, I hope it is you. All right, let's see Divine Feminine. Things just got too intense too fast. I know, when it's good, it's good. When it's great, it's great. When it's bad, it's bad. With these connections, as they amplify your own energy like a mirror. So if you go into these lows, it really makes these lows feel intense. But when you're feeling great and you're top of the world, you're going to feel amazing. So it's all about staying regulated. And back to that Kundalini topic, it can unregulate your emotions and have a lot of things surface energetically, a lot of debris surface too. So staying balanced will help you a ton, staying energetically balanced. If you are in a space where you're slow coming into union, or you're in a union, but you're also spending a lot of time apart, and you'll wonder why. Usually it's circumstances in life, right? And the reason why is so that you can get more balanced in your own energy and to recalibrate into that higher frequency. Your twin flame will always meet you there. Know that if you're in a separation, stop looking back. The person that you remember, your twin flame, does not exist. They will have gone through like ego, death, rebirth, and kind of come back different when they do come back. Just know that too. So being guided to stay balanced in your own energy, this is going to help your twin flame too. I was telling someone yesterday that Divine Feminine ends up doing a lot more clearing work too. Your twin flame may not know how. They may not be awake. They might just not be, putting that work in for many different reasons, but oftentimes it's the first of not knowing how to. So oftentimes you're absorbing a lot of energy. Doesn't matter where you are apart from them either. You're absorbing a lot of energy and you're having to do more energy clearing work. Welcome to being a woman, right? So make sure that you're also keeping your energy very clear. This is going to help with not just obviously you, but with your twin flame and the twin flame connection and dynamic. You've triggered deep insecurities I didn't even know I had. Be patient with me while I heal these things. And your twin flame will usually, I say, they push the same buttons or hit the same triggers or trigger a lot of the same things with you. My soul wants to merge with yours, and not intense or anything, right? And this is, once again, you're going to feel intense longing, desire, wanting to be with this person. This is what makes this connection a little bit different, as you're going to be very pulled to this person. And yes, it can feel very, very intense at times too. And that is the soul pulls that you feel too, of wanting to be together, but also wanting to be in this physical connection, to bring it down into the physical. So we're always spiritual beings. We have that spiritual experience happening, but it's all about bringing that down into the physical. You lit a fire in me I can't explain. And twin flame is purification through fire, right? It's burning away or burning down all that is not serving us, whether energetically within the fire, the Kundalini, right? The alchemical fire, or even within our lives and the outer, because as we're going through these inner changes, they're going to, transmit into the outer too. So just know that this person has started that fire in you too late, as soon as you met, right? And they've started that. And sometimes it is like that too. So they've lit that fire in you. You'll probably notice as you're doing this work that you're going to have a lot more energy. You're going to be a lot more charged up. You're going to be a lot more passionate and excited about things. Outside energies and circumstances got in the way. And this is huge too, that there's a lot of outside stuff that throws off twin flames. I saw this really loud and clear with my situation too. And, sometimes it seems obvious. And I think this is on both sides too. And you might be navigating that right now, Divine Feminine, where there are definitely people around you and you'll think that they're good for you, but they're not. Their only job is to serve to steer you off your path with union, to divert you, to distract you. And this is going to happen on both sides too, these type of outside energies that aren't serving you. And I think especially with the masculine, they're noticing that, they're not wanting to do what everyone else is doing in the 3D. And with the twin flame union, as soon as outside people, energies, other partners, love interests, things like that get in the way, it throws off union. But when you guys are in your love bubble by yourselves, it's amazing and great. And it's just the outside when that gets in, and the 3D of it when that gets in too, especially other partners or circumstances and things like that. So if you're in a separation, it is so that you can go back and clear these type of attachments, because they are attachments to the 3D. All right, you're going through a lot of destruction. This is my Tower card, or Tower Moment card. And this is like unexpected change, but new opportunities coming out of this too. So you know that you're going through a lot of changes in your life. And a lot of upheaval, especially separations do that too. But just in general, you'll notice things begin to move faster. You're getting a lot of lessons since you met your twin flame, or you're having to do a lot. It's like you're taking on a lot too. But this is also a crumbling of the things no longer serving you, where you're no longer finding joy in your old 3D matrix. And you're being guided to transform your energy, but also your reality on every level too. And so we have a lot of things that are crumbling and falling in if they're no longer serving you. People dropping off your timeline, new people coming in, things like that. All right, take a minute to pause. This is like, take a step back and wait for the signs. Okay, chill out today. This is our last rest day before we start a really hectic week. I know. Some of you guys are needing to just chill out a little bit. Maybe you're craving a slower lifestyle or to slow down a little bit. Pay attention to the signs though. You're getting them. This is an amazing part that keeps you, we'll say, anchored into your twin flame timelines and journey, that you're seeing a lot of angel numbers. Both twin flames are too. You're seeing so many angel numbers. And when you guys come near each other or interact, you'll notice they increase, right? And so you're seeing all of these signs, messages, and angel numbers. They're meant to keep you on your path. Pay attention to the synchronicities and allow them to guide you forward. Because we have a lot of cycles. You're ending some cycles. Stay grounded in the now right now. Time to let go of the past and the past energies. They no longer fit into the now. Time to close out any past cycles, whether you're needing to find forgiveness or really, say, put the pieces together to your past lessons and how they're fitting into the now. Try to stay anchored into the now right now. Stay grounded. Time to get in your feminine energy. And this is your divine feminine coming through. You're seeking your twin or your soulmate. You might be feeling them, you're craving them, you're longing for them. But time to stay in your divine feminine energies right now. This will help, especially with calling them back to you if you're in a separation, or to magnetize them to you. Okay, so we have my favorite, the Winter card. You might feel like you're out in the cold, and I know you're going to get some really big shifts that are going to happen in the fall and the winter. I know it's far off right now, but the energies tend to get stronger as we are, moving through the end of the year. So we have powerful energies coming at us right now. This is my Cocoon card right now too. So you might feel like, whether you're in this void-like space, you're navigating, coming into union, or even a separation space, being guided to heal. That's my healing card, right? Okay, so we have the Seven of Wands, and this is always my masculine card. We have him coming through twice right now. And this is like, he's exhausted and burnt out, so you may be too. You might be feeling that. They're losing control, but this is surrendering. So maybe they've been questioning the connection. Ego might have taken over, fight or flight, right? That's my fight or flight card. And what happens when we try to go through an ego death? The ego comes out to protect itself. I was getting a lot of downloads on this morning. So we have to go through ego death, and each twin flame will put the other through it. And it's really an ugly part. Maybe you've been through several of them, right? Just like ego come out. Because the ego will come out and try to defend itself because it's trying to survive. It's like a survival instinct. So when we're trying to transcend some of these aspects, right? It's like those really ugly ego places you may have been with your twin flame and seen that. Usually they're fearful states, because that's what the ego is. And it's like, okay, so in some way, whether you have just been waking each other up and making each other question reality, your beliefs, how you perceive the world, the lens that you're seeing things, or even more extreme, if you've been slow coming into union and the ego comes up and it's gotten nasty in these places, you've had to face your own ego, or even separation, which is like ego collapse and things like that. The ego comes up. And I know, the universe took you through it, right? I know, and it was trying to hang on, whether hang on to the old reality, the situation wanted it its way, right? Whatever it was, but you've moved past that. You've gone through some type of ego death, whether separation or just healing separation energies. You've gone through that, and you're past that rebirth and kind of coming back into your energy now. But that's the surrender that has to happen. So oftentimes we question reality, the connection. This is your twin flame's job, to get you to do that, because only in questioning reality can we question how we're perceiving and seeing reality, and to change or heal that lens through what we've been seeing things of the ego, and to transcend all of that. So we have this surrender, which is getting into the crown chakra energy, into enlightenment energy too. So we see that there is this surrender to the connection. You might have been questioning the connection. Is this your twin flame? Is this real? Things about the journey. Well, your masculine has been too. They're mirroring that. So you're both in this surrender to the universe kind of energy, but also surrender to this connection. This can indicate spiritual awakening, but also awakening to this divine connection too, as part of your destiny, and very connected to you. But we also have this masculine. This is like good news coming in. I know, right? All right, maybe you're having a lot more conversation, you're getting more out of your masculine, they're texting you more, they're calling you more, they're giving you more. That's this kind of card. If there's no communication, they're going to come in with an apology, telling you how much they love you. And so this is that kind of energy too, of opening up. It's communication in a lot of ways, but it's also about love and feelings and things like that. So this person might have had a hard time bearing their soul or opening up with you, but that's this kind of energy too, where there's going to be conversations about the connection, and masculine coming in. Okay, we have the Sun, and this is like success in other areas of your life, really working on other areas of your life. So I had someone tell me, they were having problems in other areas of your life. That is why you're being guided to work on yourself. Your twin flame is going to come in and out of your life oftentimes. I know people won't like this. And there's going to be spaces where you are guided to work on yourself more than any other type of relationship. And the reason why is because you need to put your energy and focus onto certain areas, and you'll know where. Are you lacking in a certain area in the physical, or even lacking self-love? This is going to be something that you're going to have to work on too. And so this is like working on other areas of your life so that you can be successful, and like putting your focus on, if you're in these spaces, know that it's so you can heal certain things in your life. on your own too. And so this is like healing things, but also healing your energy, your aura too, right? We have the sun, staying positive, healing your energy, healing your aura. Okay, so we have the Four of Wands, and this is my reunion union card, and I always love it because it's also a happy reunion, but it's a coming home card too. It's like the castle, right? I know, they're like union at the castle. Like, okay, so this is coming home. It's stability, it's celebration, and I always say this can indicate family and things like that, and love and support and engagement. But this is also a connection, a twin flame connection, just in case you needed that confirmation. I think you already know that, though, that that's where they lead. So if you're in a separation, it's going to lead to reunion. If you're working towards union, it's going to lead till union, right? And things like that. Because we have the World in reverse. There might be some type of karmic challenge or situation that you need to work on healing. This could be patterns, programs, ways that you've been kind of going about the same cycles that haven't been serving you. And you might feel like you've been putting in a lot of manifesting. Someone said that to me, and you're not seeing the results, but you are. You're seeing more signs, messages that things are moving forward too. So just know that you might feel that way though too, and there might be some type of cycles that you need to wrap up in your life. Stay positive right now, because we just had that Sun card. Ooh, drop them all. And we just had that Sun card, and it's all about also staying positive no matter how it looks, you know, especially if you're trying to manifest union. It is working, but there might be some healing needed. So just keep working on yourself and staying positive about your twin flame situation, as this is a twin flame reading, but also staying positive about other areas of your life. It'll bring a positive energy into your life. Part of our path has been kind of laid out in our blueprints. I know, right? We don't like to hear that. So also trusting the journey no matter where you're at. All right, we're going to do a reading for the Divine Masculine. See where you're at. It's been a while since I did cards. I'm glad I'm getting on here. All right, Divine Masculine. Let's see where you're at. All right, Divine Masculine Collective. And then Divine Feminine, take this as messages from your masculine. I always look for you in airports as if we'll be at the same place in the world. You might feel a desire to travel. I'm dying to go holiday in Spain again. I've been thinking about it a lot, or other places, right? You might feel like a destination. You're like, I might need to get out of here. I'm watching all my friends travel all over social media, and not yet. But, you know, you might be getting these ideas too. You might if you're in union, you might be making travel plans with your twin flame to go on a holiday, go on a vacation. Or this could be even thinking about the future and what you want to experience while you're on Earth during this time. So this might be kind of coming up. Your masculine might be associating you with airplanes. Maybe you live far away, right? Or maybe you guys have traveled together already. Or maybe you guys have made travel plans in the future and they see those airplanes. The song is coming into my head, Making a Wish on an Airplane, like a shooting star song, right? Things like that. All right, they might be thinking about traveling, or if you live far away, traveling to you. There might have been some divine plan for that. I'm working on myself so I can give you the love and relationship that you deserve. And so they might have seen different things that they needed to work on within themselves, or flaws that have come up within themselves too. They are healing on this journey, the Divine Masculine. This is how you'll know this is your true twin flame. As you're doing the work, they're going to mirror that. Same goes for the masculines. So masculines, when you're putting that work in, your Divine Feminine is too. They're matching your new frequency. I wasn't honest with you about my feelings at the time. They might have pushed you away, acted like they don't care about you. I always say that, right? And this is where the wounding comes up. They care a lot about you. They love you. They've known that since as soon as they saw you too, but they might have put on a front to protect themselves. Time passes, but my feelings don't change, even though you no longer trust me with your heart. I was talking about, what is it, the hourglass yesterday. It's like life. It's just, I know we always think we're here forever, but it goes very, very fast. It's like sands in the hourglass, our life, right? Like the hourglass symbolism, and it's just like the sands of, we're lost. And that's another symbolism. If you're in separation, you might feel like you've been separated in the sands of time and lost in that ocean of billions of people and not know where your twin flame is again, much like before you met them. But this is like the actual hourglass that some of you guys are watching your life pass you by if you're in separation. And also your dreams are going with that, right? Because you have this dream of union and having a life with your twin flame, and it can feel like it's slipping away. I know, as the sands are just kind of dropping in the hourglass kind of analogy. Our relationship was different and special. Other people didn't understand it. And you'll notice your friends and family, oftentimes they fall off your timeline as you're moving into the higher frequencies with your twin flame. They don't get it. You might even be losing friends and family that you had a resonance with for a really long time as your frequency is rising with your twin flame too. And you'll find a lot of people won't get this connection, especially the ones that are just giving you advice and haven't met this person. That's my favorite, right? Oh my God, you're asking them about a person and they're giving you all their projections and distorted pain and views about relationships. Because oftentimes we all have those friends and you go talk to them and they haven't met this person. How would they know, right? And they're projecting a lot of their unhealed stuff onto your connection too. I'm sorry I couldn't have been what you needed me to be. We're meant to be together. I will wait as long as it takes for a shot with you too. This person might be waiting for you. I'm scared you will reject me. So some type of fear coming up. They're also mirroring those same, it's very painful. The rejection and abandonment wounds coming up. They're mirroring that. I've been working on myself. So this masculine is working on themselves. You tame my demons. All right, you're supposed to be working on those bigger goals right now. A lot of the masculines are working on career, business success, and claiming their place in the world. Sometimes this annoys the divine feminine. It's like they're working in the matrix and avoiding union, right? Oh my God, but some of you guys, that's from past lives and even, you know, how you're wired up. And so working on that thing, but you're in the material world a little bit too much and focus on the material. This is money, career, status, and the third dimension and making your mark. All right, travel once again. Second time this message is coming up for the divine masculine, and this is like adventure and be ready for new experiences. Your life plan may include travel. This might be something activating with your twin flame union. Time to take off the 3D mask right now. This is the ego illusion. It's time to look beyond the superficial. Okay, this is where masculines are really comfortable in superficial connections, but not so much with twin flame who can see through them. So you guys don't mind the connections of the 3D that are very shallow, I say. A lot of the masculines, and I was saying this in a reading yesterday, I was pointing out that some of the masculines, when they've dated other people, these were very short connections. They didn't go deep with them. They have a pattern of, very short, superficial connections with karmics. I know, and dating a lot, maybe looking all over, being on dating sites, flirting on social media, whatever it is. And these are very shallow connections. Divine feminine is like the real deal. Their awakened feminine that is also in that goddess energy that wants to go deep with this connection. And sometimes that scares twin flame. The reason why it scares both, but we're talking about the masculine, the reason why it scares the masculine so much is because you know this is going to change your life on every level. And this is why they get afraid. This is why they run oftentimes too if there's that runner situation, because you know that this is going to shake up the very core of how you're living your life, and you're going to have to make changes that are required of you. Now, you were having to make those changes anyway, but twin flame is the catalyst for some of these changes that you're being guided to make, as they're meant to guide you through this. So when you sit on your own, you can kind of avoid those changes. But with twin flame, it becomes much more apparent what is coming up. You're at a crossroads with this connection. You have a lot of choices, but you're confused about things. Time to follow your intuition. You're getting the signals from the universe. You're getting the signs, but some of you guys might be pushing it back and not listening about this union specifically. I need a break to heal myself. Higher forces are trying to guide us together, and that's where you feel we'll say the invisible forces of that source energy guiding you and trying to guide you into union. My ego got too triggered and got in the way, and we talked about the ego aspects that come up of, this is why a lot of times there's that pushing away. Okay, there isn't a second of the day that I'm not on your mind. I was saying the second that you fall asleep, the second you wake up, this person is on your mind, and that's because they're on your heart and they're on your soul too. So you're thinking about this person all of the time, and that's for the divine masculine. Everything I see now reminds me of you. They're in their everyday lives and they're seeing a lot of things that remind them of you. Could be your name and obvious things, or just things that remind this person of you. All right, we have the Hierophant, and this is like This is spiritual guidance. This is our Akashic librarian. You're like, what? All right, tapping into the Akashic records. This is getting guidance, getting assistance. And this is a relationship card too. We know that. Oftentimes it's our marriage card or things like that. But it's also, like I said, tapping into that soul wisdom and knowledge to guide you through this experience, because I always think of him as the masculine card, right? And things like that. I know, he's like the twin flame to the high priestess. Okay, so this is the masculine energy of that. Make sure that you are paying attention to the spiritual downloads, guidance, and insights that you're getting regarding this twin flame union. Your guidance is trying to guide you together with this person to keep you in a harmonious twin flame union and to keep you balanced within that union. Follow your guidance as to what to be doing. Eight of Swords, you might be feeling trapped or stuck. This could be your feminine energy tied up. Oh my God, don't say that, because this is a reading from the masculine. So we have feminine on the card. And I know it's like the bondage card, but she could grab the sword and let herself go anytime. This could represent your own inner feminine energies of how you're not listening to your own intuition or, trusting the path. That's part of your twin flame. So you meet your twin flame and it changes your path, because we have that crossroad path. So you might think you're lone wolf on your own path. Right? Like a lot of these masculines, right? Especially with the more severe attachment wounds. I don't need anyone, I'm fine, right? And then you meet your twin flame and automatically it shifts your path onto that path of twin flame union. Once you've met the twin flame, even if you go into separation, you're still on a path towards union, no matter how it looks too. So this could be, not listening to your intuition and being stuck in your head and being stuck in logic, but it also could be your twin flame too. So I was saying a lot of the divine masculines, they go back in the hermit, because that's where they were before they met the divine feminine. They want to go back into that space, and it puts the divine feminine on their side into that masculine hermit energy, which they don't like. It's not healthy. I say it's not healthy for either, right? But they put the divine feminine into a self-imposed prison, because this is what it is. It's a prison reality. I know separation is, and they put you into this reality on the other side of it, because you're going to start to mirror each other. So when you are isolating divine masculine, so is your divine feminine, which isn't good, because it's putting them into that separation energy too. So this is like being in a self-imposed prison, because you're up in your head all the time. There's a lot of mental confusion, and it's creating fear and anxiety, because separation is fear energy and anxiety energy, and of course union energy is love energy, and it's the higher. So this could represent being in that, let others stay. And that card has to do with power. So it's because you're comfortable here and are afraid of the unknown at that point. Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords, and this is like in reverse. So some of you guys feel like you missed out on opportunities. You didn't seize the moment, and you don't always get the same opportunities twice in life. I know things pass you by. So this is like you're feeling out of control. Some of you guys, this is my favorite, breadcrumbing, right? Some of you guys breadcrumbed your divine feminine along, and when it come down to coming into union, you never showed or blew them off in some way, led them along, strung them along, didn't know why they were upset with you. So this is like being self-obsessed and very focused on yourself kind of energy, but it's hitting you, that energy. Queen of Swords coming through as your divine feminine. This is someone you didn't like when they pointed the truth out. I always say this is my mom's energy, my mom's card, but it's right. So it might be older feminine in your life. Could be your divine feminine too. And this is like they're trying to get out of those low vibrational energies, and that might have even been you if you weren't up leveling doing the work. They might have got rid of you or cut off the cords temporarily, and things like that. But it's also pain from the past coming up, and so this is like you didn't like some of those harsher truths about yourself or your life, but you're starting to see them as they are now, because you need to heal the pain from your past, which is keeping you stuck. And your divine feminine come in as that light worker, awakened person trying to help you to do that, and you wanted to remain stuck. And so a lot of pain from your past come up from this connection, and it was unintentional on the divine feminine side. They didn't know you were carrying all this pain and trauma, right? They were just trying to do love with you, and instead you had a lot of pain and trauma surface that you may have needed to deal with. I always say this is my card as well. Page of Pentacles. Good news is coming. This is financial success coming to you. Something is going to happen, but it's continuing to learn. I always say the page is like seeking this spiritual, but it's a pentacle energy. Perhaps you're healing something with your finances or your pentacle energy. We talked about focusing too much on the material right now, but this also could be learning new things right now. If you're being guided to learn a new trade or stay open to learn too. This also can represent your divine feminine coming through, because both of those cards do that. They are missing you and thinking about you in some type of way, and it could have to do with the knowledge that both of you have gotten from this connection. So I was thinking about that today, because we've gotten a lot of knowledge from the twin flame journey, where there's a lot of downloads, insights, and awareness that come to you. Of course, it's at a high cost, right? Because it's very painful to go through the twin flame journey at times. But once you do, it opens you up and you begin to get a lot of spiritual knowledge, information, and even downloads. All right, I'm going on that note, but have a beautiful day. Check out all the things I have up in my shop. I just put some new stuff up. Make sure you guys are doing more energy work. I'm always trying to get you to do more healings. So make sure you're doing more healings, clearance, and activations. Will help you a ton. If you need me, just go ahead and book me on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. Have a beautiful day.